Hello, my name is Elmore McConnell of We Train Atlanta Personal Trainer. There go the abs. So anyhow, one of the reasons why I always report from the kitchen so far is basically this is where it ends and this is where it starts, of course. You can make or break your program in the kitchen. It's about, where do you putting in and then also where do you putting out. Alright, so today's video is called, for one thing, We Train Atlanta at Twitter, and then also IG, which is Instagram, We Train Atlanta, then Facebook, We Train Atlanta, or you can look me up, Elmore McConnell, you could Google me. So the name of this video is called Plateauing versus BSing. Alright, a lot of people come up to me and they have different type of questions, and I ask them questions back to find out if they are really following a regimen or a program, or if they're just BSing themselves. So I want you to ask yourself a serious question. If you are doing everything within your ability and also within your resources to basically accomplish your fitness goal or life goals, just take a quick second to ask yourself if you're putting 100% effort towards accomplishing your goal. Alright, there we go. Enough time for that. So here's how most people look at their goal. You can see this wire. I got this from another guru. You see this wire is all tangled up, just like life. Our life is tangled. We're all working towards something, regardless of what it is. A lot of times, we compare our journey to other people's journey. They take a look at me and say, "Oh, it's easy for you, Elmore, because you're fit. You're always fit." Well, I'm still working towards something. All right. So we are all working towards some type of goal or some type of lifetime achievement that we want to be able to accomplish, whether it's the physical, educational, or whatever it may be. It may be just to be a better parent, So here's how most people, or all of us, look at our goals. This big clunk, this big mess, it's tangled. So here's how you should begin to dissect your goals. The first thing you should want to do is basically not try to solve this whole problem within one chunk. You can't break it down. You can't just take this wire and untangle it just by pulling it, because you're going to make it worse. So if you take this wire and pull it at both ends without having some type of system in place, you're going to make it worse. So the first thing you want to do is make a plan. So when you make a plan, you're going to begin to develop a direction. So check this out. The first step I'm going to do is make the plan. Here. Alright, after that I'm going to execute the plan. Alright, you see where I'm going with this? So after I execute the plan, you may run into a peak or a plateau, whatever the case may be. Then I'm going to change the plan. The goal would never change, but the plan would change. Alright, before you know it, I've accomplished my goal of untangling this physical mess that I'm in. Alright, so let's talk about plateauing versus BSing. One of the things that let you know if you're plateauing or if you're just BSing yourself, hopefully you know what BSing means. So if you're plateauing, it would basically mean that you're consistent with a program. All right, it don't necessarily mean that you're within a great program, but if you're consistent with that program and you're not getting results, it could just be the program. All right. Now, if you're not showing up all the time for the program, you're inconsistent. Your schedule is erratical, sorry about that, then you are just BSing, okay? If you don't have a plan, you're BSing yourself, okay? If you're not getting help from a professional, you just chose the cheapest route, you decided to get a $10 trainer or $2 trainer. I don't know how they're able to survive, but you're not getting professional help. Not to say that your trainer's not professional if he don't have a high price. I'm not saying that at all. But make sure he has his credentials. Also make sure that he has a proven track history of him getting other people results. Okay? So after you've done that, bring it down here, that's better. So after you have done that, if you're not doing a food journal, you got to be able to track the food that you're eating. If you don't know what you're putting into your body, you don't know how many calories you're taking in, that means you don't know how many calories you need to burn. You're going to continue to gain weight. Okay, so if you're not keeping a food journal, you're BSing yourself. But if you are keeping a food journal, then you're on the right track. Okay, if you're if you don't know what periodization means, okay? Periodization is basically you're going to break down a program over a span of maybe increments of 3 months, 4 months. Also a smaller program within that cycle, which is called maybe a micro or a macro cycle. The micro cycle, which is basically within that 3-month period, which may range from 3 to 4 weeks. And within that 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to focus on maybe balance, maybe strength, or resistance training, functional training, or endurance, muscle endurance. Those are just some of the words that I'm just throwing out there. So if you are doing the same workout over and over again for the past, let's say 6 months to a year, and yes, you are plateauing. And at the same time, you could be BSing because you know it's all about variety. You need to be up under a program that's going to change. Sometimes twice a week, new exercises. Also within that month or the next month, it's going to have to be different exercises thrown in there. All right. So you always have to constantly change your workout in order to keep tricking your muscles, in order to get different type of responses, in order to help them to continue to adapt and overcome. Okay. The next one, if you're not basically taking a risk, okay, you're just trying to stay in your comfort zone. You're afraid of how you look when you're working out. You're afraid to make ugly faces like this, you know, or my normal face may be ugly to you. But if you're afraid to make mistakes or take a risk and you want to just stay inside that comfort zone, guess what? You're not plateauing, you're BSing yourself because you got to do something different. Here's another one. If you're not doing at least 5 days of cardio, 5 days of cardio at 45 minutes per time that you do your cardio. If you're not at least doing 45 minutes of cardio a day, 4 to 5 days a week, you're BSing yourself. You're not doing all you can in order to lose weight. All right? If you're not doing resistance training, okay? So in order to increase the calories that you're going to burn, fat don't burn calories. Let's get that right. Muscle burns calories. So if you're not doing resistance training and you're just doing cardio, you're going to burn a little bit, but you're not going to burn as much as the person who is doing a combination of both. Okay, so you got to do resistance training. You can't just go and tell your trainer, hey, I just want to use this light weight. I want to do this light weight 1,000 times. Hey, it's more than one way to skin a cat. All right, so if you're not listening to your trainer, I see this all the time when I'm at different clubs around the city of Atlanta. I can see clients telling their trainer what they want to do. Okay, who's paying who to work out? Okay, who's paying the professional? If you're gonna tell your trainer what to do, guess what? You don't need a trainer. You just need to stick to doing what you need to do, which is the reason why you're still on the same path that you're on. All right. So let's see here. What else we have left? Eating schedule. Okay, if you're not eating, you can have 3 regular meals: breakfast, lunch, dinner. And if you're not putting any type of snacks in between those meals, you're not plateauing, you're BSing yourself. So you gotta eat constantly in order to keep your metabolism up. All right. So research anything that you hear on these blogs or you see on Google or YouTube. Research it, Google it, ask a question. If you see a trainer, how do you get this? Ask them. Okay, if you're not doing your own research to get yourself more acquainted with the fitness and what's going on in this world in order to make yourself fitter and happier, you are BSing. All right. All right, that's it.